Okay, you're given this relation right here and told that f of negative 1 equals negative 3. Find f prime of negative 1. So realize that the problem could also be written this way. Y is some function of x. We just don't know what it looks like. And if you write it this way or this way, there's three notations you can use to find the derivative. You can, if we leave it with f of x equals y, we can write that as 4y prime. When we take the derivative of 39, of course, is 0. We can write f prime of x instead of y prime. Or over here, we can write dy dx. So what we're doing is using implicit differentiation. The derivative of the 39 is 0. The derivative of 4y is 4y prime, or 4f prime of x. And then for this term, you need to use the product rule. We could say the first function is x squared times the derivative of the second. Use the power rule on the y cubed. Would be 3y squared, or 3f of x squared. But then we have to multiply by the derivative of the inside, the function that we don't know what it looks like. Call that f prime of x or y prime. And then for the second term, using the product rule, it's the second function times the derivative of the first. Now, wherever you see an x, plug in negative 1. We want to find f prime of negative 1. What is the value of f prime when x is negative 1? Which means we'll put a negative 1 in for x. So f prime of negative 1 is what we get here. X is negative 1 squared. 3, here's the key. F of negative 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 squared is 9. And there's the f prime of negative 1 again. And for this last term over here, f of negative 1 is negative 3. Negative 3 cubed, negative 27. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. We want to isolate f prime of negative 1. These coefficients multiply to give us a plus 27. 27 plus 4 is 31. These two factors multiply to give 54. Taken to the right side, negative 54 over 31. Okay, so there's the value of f prime. Now let's just take a look at what's happening here. Here's actually the original function. Looks like it's a function. It looks like when x is negative 1, y is negative 3. So there's a point on the curve. And if we wanted to actually solve for y prime in terms of x and y, we could go back to this board right here and isolate this y prime. And this is what you get. Y prime equals that in terms of x and y. So g of negative 1 comma negative 3 is, there it is, negative 54/31. And if I want the equation of the tangent line, remember, we're going through negative 1, negative 3 is the point of tangency. So this is y minus y sub 1, the negative 3. Here's the slope of the tangent line, negative 54/31. And here's x minus x sub 1. That's this blue tangent line. Okay, there you go. Hope that gave you some idea how to do implicit differentiation and find the value of f prime of negative 1 here. There you go. If you have any questions, post a comment.